Hello world, this is OSP and welcome back again to this new video tutorial in how to make a OneOnUs mobile money system. Now if you remember from our previous video what we just did with you guys, we happened to do the structure how the mobile money system works using C. Now we're going to be looking at how can we bridge up the gap to make other functionality within the system. So this was a piece of code, what we did last time. Just compile our system again and then we'll see what to do. Okay, so this is it. So if you check this, what we have one take us to mobile money. But now when it's take us to mobile money, we shall need to get up something called something like this. If you guys check very well, we have something that we did in Python. If you mobile money with Python, if you guys remember very well what we did together in mobile money with Python. Let me just check here. So this is what we did in Python, mobile money. So just wait, it opens up and we start up and show you what we need to do. So if you check back here, this is what we have. If you check, this is our system. If I say one, send money, Airtel user, MTN user. So let me just stop from that section and I just take back this piece of code. So exactly what you have here is what you're going to be proceeding up in our video for using C. So let me just say this is what we have. So let's go back to our C programming. This one now what we have. That's what we're after. This is a step we are going to take now. So let's just go back to our C programming, where we are going to say if you try to run this application, this is what we have. Try to run this what we have. So this is it. Send money. So it should be MTN user and Airtel user. So let's do that very first. So we shall look at if you press one, the user presses one, which is this. We need to send to MTN user. So I'll just simply say print F and I simply say one dot MTN user. Get MTN user like that. And then this is also going to be print F, which is going to be for OneOnUs Airtel user, something like that. So if you check right now again back, if you try to run this application, it will do the following, the other very stuff. But now here the question is going to be that if I press one, good. So sorry, this is I did compile the application. Remember I told you this is a compiler language. You have to first compile the source code to turn into an executable file. So if you check, if I press one, good, see, send MTN user, Airtel user. But now the point remains in that the application does not bring for us the same. So you can also come back in here and I just go underneath inside here and I just define another choice. So define OneOnUs select show, just like that. So I'll just go back in my application and I simply try to do OneOnUs scanf and I just put %d still like that and I use logical AND, which is for bitways to bring that gap so that I don't have a problem in my system code or my code like that. So that's it. So if you check right now at the moment, that's what we have, or that's what we have. So if you check now, we have this, you get? So MTN user, Airtel user, and at the end of the day, that's what we have in our system. So if you check and try to run this now, it can now scan the user for MTN or for Airtel, but now it will not do anything with it. That's what you have to know. So if I come and press one, good. So you see it can now still blink, showing us that a user has to press. So if I press one, there's nothing we won't be doing until the system exits. So let's go back and then we create another if statement. So because if you check right now, here now Python code. So if I happen to come back in here and I press one, good. It says that MTN user enter mobile number. You get? So I'll say the same thing here. If I press one, what should I do? So I'll give another if statement. If what? If selection is equal to 1, what should I do? So if selection is equal to 1, now this is what I'm trying to do here. This one known as nested if statements. Nested if means after the big if statement, we shall have another child if statement called nested if. So if selection is equal to 1, what do we want the program to do? You get? So I will simply say I need the program to tell us that maybe MTN, maybe user, something like that. If selection is equal to 1, and if that's the case, we would like the system to print for us also OneOnUs, they enter the phone number or enter the the number, enter the number. So I may define another new variable here up, and I say int phone number, just NP phone number, like that. So I will simply come back in here, and I simply say I go down and I simply say scanf, and I say maybe %d. I go it out and I use logical that, and I say pn phone number. So all let me just put in the phone so that you won't get lost. Phone underscore number. I think that one now you guys may not get lost. So let me just try to replace that with this, and then I give that there. So that implies now if a user 10 do that, that implies going to be scanning the phone number. I can just give by testing up down by saying that maybe your phone number is %d. So I get outside here, put logical and still, and I put phone number like that. So if you check that now with our C programming, if you check now again our system, if I try to run the system again, we should find the following. If I come back and press 1, simply say enter. Actually, when I have press 1, say that save money. So we have MTN user to MTN user. So when I press 1, to simply say enter. Actually, MTN user. So MTN user, I enter phone number. That's wrong. So I have some error in my program. So if you check there, this will have some problem there. Phone number. Check this phone number, which is going to be a scan of phone number. So I may just come back here and just cut this off. That's it. So this is going to be on top of this, that part of the system. So the good thing with this is not like Python that's so much has a lot of rules. Python, you see, you can even put a lot of tabs along your piece of code. So that's the good thing with the C. So if I try to run this system again now, it should be in position to scan for us the user's phone number. So if I have to enter 1, it will simply tell us enter phone number. So if I happen to proceed in our application by maybe happen to enter 1 to the application, enter phone number. Now we need to handle this. You get enter phone number. So we don't need that kind of giving us already the error there, or giving us that condition there. So number is called %d. Logic phone number. We try to check. We have enter this phone number. Phone number is this here. I may just cut it off because the system generates from the top here. That implies I may just define my variable there. Let me try to check again and I see whether to do the same thing. Just try it again and say 1, enter phone number, enter your phone number. So I think you can see by where I said enter your phone number. So here I said enter your phone number. So MTN user, enter your phone number. So enter your phone number. If selection is equal to 1, MTN user, then place enter phone number. Check again the system. If I happen to press 1, good. Enter 1. So it will simply say enter phone number. So phone number, I will simply say your phone number is. So I simply say that's it. Just try to do this. Enter your phone number. So just try to do that. You first do that and simply say enter phone number. So if I say enter phone number like that, remember we have scanf there. So I'll just come down here and I simply say printf, and I simply say maybe your number is maybe %d, like that. Then I paste my phone number there. So that's it. That's what we have. So I just want to move. That's it. I move that, get that one off. So if you check back in our system, this is what we have now at the moment. If you try to cross check, this is what we have. If I press 1, takes that. If I press 1, takes that. So enter phone number. So if I say my number is this, maybe 07044855633. Wow, good to go. Your number is that. Now there's a reason as to why the system tends to ignore 0. That one I will handle with you like later on, not now, because this is going to be a complete beginner's video, so I don't want to make guys get lost. So if you find this video interesting, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel or our Facebook page. Make sure you like our page so the next time I make the video you don't get lost and don't be asking where to find them from. Now let's see how we can now do the same thing to the other user of maybe Airtel. Now before going there, I'll need just to have to first show something little here, because remember I'm using Python. So let me say enter the number 070 44 80 070 44 87 56 3. You see, enter amount to send. Now we need also do the same thing here. So that implies that if a user selected equals to 1, do from all these kind of conditions. What if a user selected is not equals to 1? That implies I need to handle something called else if. Else if, or else, not else if, else statement. So I'll just simply have something called printf. Printf means this time around we're going to have something called invalid input. So I will be sure that after that invalid input, the system will go back to look back again, like see how really mobile money works. But for this video today, at the meantime, I'm not trying to pick what at the other time of the looping. The looping I'll be showing you shortly in the next video on how to come up with that part of the system. So if you guys have really been following up from the visual one of this system to this part where you are, then I think you should find the same thing without having errors in your source code. Otherwise, I wish you guys make sure you have the same thing with me. So what I'm trying to talk about there is that if this is it, remember you're already under inside the nested statement. That implies if I told there's a loop there, it will be looping inside the statement. Like I press 1, good, then enter the number. Now I give assumption you did press 1, or you did press 1 there. Now this is what I mean. Remember we said 1, then don't press 1, you press maybe 2, maybe inside nested. Otherwise you will say invalid input. That's what I was trying to mean. Now if you check, that's what we have so far at the moment. That implies a user can enter number, but they also say if that's the case still also, let the user put also the amount to send. Now I'm also going to simply say enter your phone number, good, then also say enter amount to send. Enter amount to send, we're telling who? We're telling the user enter amount to send. So we're also going to use scanf, where I'm going to say scan %d since I'm dealing with amount. So I'm also use logical and I say simply say amount like that. But remember we don't have amount defined inside our variable. I'll just go on top of our program here and also define something called amount. So I'll simply say ent amount like that. So whereby ent amount, and I simply say ent amount, we already made in amount, and I simply define another variable here called n means amount, and make this amount here is equal to a constant of 50. So I will simply come back here and I simply define something called a const like that. End cost amount equals to this, but I'm going to not use a constant at the moment, so I'll just come back and say we have 50,000 or 50,000 there. That implies if amount is greater than that, then that's good. Now you check here, enter your amount, enter your phone number, good, enter amount to send. So I'll simply come back down here and I simply say if amount is greater than n. Remember now with the Python, when you see, we need to define the other side of our variable at once. So I already have the variable defined in our system. So all that happened to put it inside Harmony in our core source code. The program will not have a lot of kind of confusion, because I've already defined it as an integer. I already have it as an integer. Amount is an integer, and the same as an as an integer. And so that's it. So if I simply have that is greater than that, printf, I'll simply say maybe insufficient balance. Then I simply say maybe please recharge. Please recharge. You get? That implies in a simple term, you're trying to say if at all really the user doesn't have enough amount of money, then that constraint should not be visible. Else do the following. So remember, you already said something here that enter amount to send. So we happen to say scan this amount a user to send. So we are going to say if amount that a user has happened to enter here is greater than what? If the amount the user sends is greater than this n, the defined variable, then it should tell us insufficient fund. Else, do what the following. Simply do one as printf. You have sent what? I'm going to say you have sent here something called %d. Maybe you have sent, I'll say if it is UG shillings %d, and I come back down here, I give that one maybe to phone or to number, which number, which is also %d. So I'm just going to come back here, put that. Now here we need to talk to you have sent amount, that implies the variable there is called this amount, like that, to a number called phone underscore n, phone number. Let me test this system once more before I finalize this application, and then I'll let you guys get to know where we have reached in this system development with C programming. Let's test. Put 1. Now good to go. Send money 1 MTN user to Airtel user. Press 1. So when I press 1, simply say amount MTN user, which is very correct. Now we simply say maybe enter phone number. So I'll give the assumption 070 44 87 56 3. Good. Now your phone number is that. So here enter amount to send. Now I'll just need to align that point to make it clear. Now remember, amount to send, we say if it is less than 50,000, it's good. Otherwise, if it's more than 50,000, although it is 50,001, is wrong. So it's sufficient for us because we don't have that amount of money in our system. So enter. Your phone number is, come here, put \n, good to go. Now just check back the system, compile the system once more, and then you find yourself, going. So if you've been really following me from my beginning point when I was doing this video, by now you should be clapping hands because you're about to finalize making up the system. Now let's go back. Take that, that's 1. Take that's 1. So I'm just give assumption I'm entering the phone number of a given user 070 44 87 56 3. Good. So your phone number is that. So enter amount to send. Now also the reason why I happen to make this is that it would be good if I told tomorrow time T you would like to edit the phone number, so you could go back to press maybe 0 to go back to edit the phone number. That's a kind of question you guys can also make up as you, so that you can always edit up a given number using it has to enter. So now come back in here, enter amount to send, and we're just going to put 30,000. So when I click enter, it's simply going to say, wow, you have sent blah blah now amount to the phone number blah blah. Now we need to correct that to really make the system meaningful. You get? Now to do that, you have really sent that to that phone number. So I'm just going to come back in here and I simply see really what we have. So you have sent Uganda shillings %d to number %d. So this is that, and this one is that. Let me test whether really this thing will work out, and then I check up. If it fails, and we shall switch ourselves to the next video, which I'll show you the solution for that. So take 1, enter phone number, maybe this is my number, enter the amount to send. Amount to send is 20,000. So take that. Good. In fact, if you really love this video, if you find it interesting, let us just utilize 2 minutes to copy the same piece of code and we paste it for a user who is entering something called, wow, what should I call? Maybe let me just show you once more. Let me just take 1. Now if you take 1, you see you have MTN user and Airtel user. Now we need to finalize one for Airtel user, which if you press 2, the system just say there's nothing there otherwise, because you have not yet happened to handle that kind of query. So we check back in here. This is what I'm trying to mean. Let me just try to come back in our system. I press 1, send money. It is already saying invalid because I entered the one with the Q. So the system is very, very sensitive. So if I say 1, good. 1, MTN user, enter the number 070 44 87 56 3. Good. Your number is that. Send amount to send. My amount to send is 40,000. So that's what I was expecting, and that's what I'm expecting, and that's still what I'm expecting. So if you find this video interesting, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if at all you're watching this video from our Facebook page, make sure you always subscribe to YouTube channel so that any video have been uploaded, you can always find yourself being in position to be notified. So let's do the part for what on us, let's do the part for Airtel user. So if you check here, we have this, which let us say if send money, this is it. So if selection is 1, do that. How about if selection is 2? So click here and get to know where else if. So before going to invite, which is this, push this down a bit. You get, then you put here something called else if. You can do it in this way, that. So else if that. So else if what? Else if what? Else if choice. If choice is equal to 2. If choice is equal to 2, you paste your choice there by putting there 2. If choice is equal to 2, just simply say print F1 on us Airtel user. Now let's test that, just that. Let's test that before we proceed with our system. Let's test that. Let's try to run our system now. If you check back here, press 1, good. Press 2 for MTN Airtel user. Wow, simply still give us invalid input. So let's test that back that and check why. I said here choice. We check back in here in our system. If choice equals to 1, wow, there's a mistake somewhere. There's a mistake somewhere. If selection is equal to 1, so enter user. It is selection, not if. So you click here and you see what ends. Wow, I made a mistake. So it is selection, not if, not choice. Sorry for that. Choice is for withdraw, not for selection. So this is it. Like that. That's it. Not selection. I'm sorry for that. But I hope you guys have learned where the mistake was being in our system. So let's just try to do this very first. Put 1 there. I put 2 for MTN user. Wow, good to go. Now just copy the other piece of code we did on MTN user and take to Airtel user. Now do this without wasting time. So I'm just going to come back in here. I pick where the selection, which is this. So I'm just going to come back here. We already have our variable called selection. We already defined it there. So I'm just going to come back here. Instead of repeating again the same thing, I'm just going to come and copy this piece of code. We already have our selection, it is that. So I'm just going to copy this piece of code from there to here. By just copying that. Okay, so that's it. That's all. So I'm just going to paste it here like that. So if you check, this is saying MTN user. We don't need that anymore. We need now to talk to Airtel user. So I'm just going to take this code of ours backwards, enter phone number, enter the blah 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 blah, and that's it. Now, if you really find that this was that the part you want to do, then expect the output to be the same. So if you check back in here, I say 1, that's it. If we say 2 for MTN Airtel user, good. Enter amount to send. My Airtel number is 070448556 blah blah blah. Now, if you try to click enter amount to send, that's beyond. It's really beyond. It's really beyond. It's really beyond. I did some kind of problem there. Let me check again and see the system. Let me check the system once more. I press 1. I press 2. 070448756 Yes, so enter amount to send. Amount to send is 30,000. So my friends, what do you want me again to say? If you find this video interesting, the next video will be Ruby, or it will be Pan, or it will be Go, or it will be what? I don't know. So you can just comment down below. If you find this video interesting, comment down below. If you want me to make for this video using Java, comment down below. If you find this video interesting and would like to partner up with the OSP, or would like to do something really amazing and cool for OSP, just ask me for the link below. I'm going to put there our link below for our website page, where you can send us email if at all you're interested in anything that you'd like to interact with us. We can always give you a way of forward, or whatever thing you'd like to tell us, we can always have a time for it. So my friends, like I've said, I wish you a nice time. May God bless you. I love you all. Take care and stay safe. Thank you.